Good afternoon, Buckeye Central. First of all, let me start with this. Please do not play this while students are listening. Please do not let students hear anything that I'm about to say. All right, so what I want to talk about is what's going to happen next Tuesday, a week from today. As you know, that day we have a delayed start, and we move into the course fair. The course fair should be over right around 1:10 to 1:15. Mrs. Close has a schedule that we will be sharing with you. And then 1:15 to 3 o'clock, we do have an activity planned. Based on our conversation as a staff last week, going back to class for those last two periods seemed to be fruitless. So we wanted to do something that provided our students with a little bit more meaning for that last hour and 45 minutes. So here's what was created last Friday and a little bit of yesterday by a group of teachers. And we're calling it Buckeye Blitz. Don't tell me why. Don't ask me why we're calling it Buckeye Blitz right now, but that's what we're calling it. All right. So we'll be done with the course fair right around 1:10 to 1:15. When we are done with that course fair, we will make an announcement for every single student to go to their seventh period class. Seventh period. Once they're in seventh period, we will have a few documents for you. The first document is going to be just an explanation of what we're doing that 1 hour and 45 minutes. Pretty much what I'm doing right now here as well. We're also going to have a spreadsheet for you with a list of all the students' names by grade and if they're missing homework assignments and if they have a D or an F. All right. So you'll have that as well. And then what we want to happen is all students in your seventh period class that are on that list, either they're missing homework or they have a D and an F in the class, they need to stay there in that class for some intervention. And that intervention could be this simple. It could be them just making up the assignments that they've missed so far and turning those back in, which I'm not a huge proponent for as a standalone by itself. Homework being turned in 4 weeks later as a standalone by itself isn't always the best intervention for kids. However, if they can do that homework, make it up, but also have some sort of video that can come from NWEA MAP, Common Lit, the science software that we have, or a Kahoot, or one of the myriad of digital tools that are at our disposal. If they could have an intervention, like a video and some questions that come along with that, then that's a different story. So students have this time to make up homework assignments, then also to get some intervention. If they have a D or an F, it's a great time for that intervention. What are some old videos you may have used with them? What are some old Kahoots that you might have had with them? What are some old any type of digital tool that you've used in the past that you still have that kids can go back over again, and they can go back, open up, and utilize again that can help provide some intervention. That's what we want to happen this period. All right, so kids getting intervention and kids getting a chance to make up some of their work that they have missing. Now, if the student in your classroom isn't getting a D or F and they're not missing a lot of assignments, then they're going to have an opportunity to head down into the gym for basketball or volleyball, to the multi-purpose room for a movie, or to the library for board games and card games, but something for them to go do that's more fun. So it's kind of like a PBIS initiative as well for them. All right. We're also ordering bands for the wristbands that we'll pass out hopefully on Monday, because I think they get here on Friday. And the kids who are not supposed to stay in your classroom and do work, they're the ones that are allowed to have those wristbands. And then when they come down to the gym or the multi-purpose room or the library, if they have a wristband on, we'll know that they're allowed down there. If they don't have a wristband on, we're going to send them back to seventh period. And that's the plan. Now, if a student just is doing pretty well, maybe they have an A, a B, or a C, but they're missing some assignments, and they turn those assignments in on Monday and they do a little bit of intervention, and they want to go down to the gym then or down to those activities, that's fine. Go ahead and give them a wristband and let them come down. All right, so that's kind of the plan for the Buckeye Blitz. I think it's a pretty good plan. Now, what we're going to do, as I said, is we're going to share the schedule for the course fair. We're also going to share a spreadsheet that's broken up by freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, where you can go in and say whether or not that student's missing homework, what grade that kid may have in your class, and that will alert us to know which students need to stay back for intervention. And then we'll also have a spreadsheet, not spreadsheet, but a document kind of outlining everything this video just said as well. That spreadsheet, that's pretty important. That's critical. So we plan to get that to you today, either with this video or shortly thereafter. And we would like you to look at that spreadsheet and mark any student on that spreadsheet who, again, has a D or an F or is missing a number of assignments in your class. All right? We want that done by Friday so we can have this rolling next Tuesday. Remember, there's no school on Monday, so there's a delayed start on Tuesday. As of right now, I don't know what the plan is for Tuesday morning. I haven't been told anything. If that's the case, then I get to create what that plan is. And if I get to create what that plan is, I'm gonna put some time, definitely for you guys in that morning to prepare for the course fair, but also to prepare for the Buckeye Blitz as well. All right, so I will use time, if I'm allotted, to help all of you guys out in this process. If you have any questions about this, you can always come see me, but also go see the people who've been working on this. That's Mrs. Selvey, that's Mrs. Lofbaum, and I believe Mr. Wells has been working on it too. Mrs. Gardner might have been working as well. I don't know. There's just a group of people who've been working on it. So if you have ideas, suggestions, clarification, please let one of us know. Thank you. Have a good day.